Hello, everybody. It's September 4th, and I just want to go over something, and it's regarding hazard pay. Now, I'm a little surprised after all this time that hazard pay hasn't been implemented. Well, not really, because no one really cares about essential employees at all. And I was talking to a bunch of different people today, and just to get their opinions and takes on things, and if my state in particular rising in cases, our state has taken way more precautions as of now to prevent the spreading of the virus. And I was just talking to essential employees, and some of them have caught the virus, and then they had to, be out of work. And as essential employees, it sucks because they haven't received any hazard pay, they haven't received any bonuses. And I was talking to my friend, and she's a cook, baker of some sort, and she was saying that when she caught the virus at her business, when she had to take off to get tested, and then she had to recuperate, what had happened was that they subtracted from her vacation, from her sick days and vacation pay, and she hadn't even accrued many days. So now her bank is negative on the amount of vacation days and sick days off she has. So she wasn't receiving any hazard pay. She had to pay $300 for the testing as well. And yeah, the work has done nothing to really compensate her. She said the only thing that's been done, even though she's been a victim of this virus while being an essential employee providing goods and services, was that she got a hug from the owner's son. Like, oh, good job. Thanks for working. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, no pay though, no extra pay. And this also happened to another person who works in this person works in the restaurant. And of course, right, when you have hundreds of people every week or so, or if not more, coming in and out of a restaurant, right, to pick up their food, like a store clerk, you're just going to be exposed to it no matter what. It's just, no matter how many precautions you take, you're just risking your life. And the long term effects is what they're worried about, because while she does have heavy breathing now, the other person, this person works as a dishwasher, and apparently this person caught it twice in a row. Pretty crazy, huh? Um, but it makes me wonder, right? Again, if the cost of living goes up, right, due to inflation and the value of the purchasing power of the dollar going down, well, if people are still making significantly more in unemployment benefits than a lot of these essential employees who work these lower wage jobs, how are the essential employees providing goods and services having to pay for these kind of medical issues, having to pay for things like gas, food, anything more, because you're expending more as an essential employee? They're not buying luxuries like the people on unemployment benefits. Well, how are they going to be okay, once the inflation kicks in even faster, and price of goods and services just skyrocket? Maybe a person who's a dishwasher or a cook or a grocery clerk, making $400 a week, would have just been financially better off being on unemployment benefits, because they would have made $800 with the CARES Act, with the 600 bonus, or even with the $300 to $400 bonus, they would be making $500 to $600, when you're making like $10 an hour. So and the wages vary from state to state, but you see what I'm saying? Like, it would be more beneficial for a lot of wage workers at a certain bracket to be on unemployment, but a lot of them have to work providing goods and services, and they're the ones screwed the hardest. I mean, they're not receiving any bonuses, they're not receiving any hazard pay compensations. It's just terrible. And I think people should start looking at this at an economic point of view, and maybe I can go into that more again. But this hazard pay, it should happen, not only because the essential employees are risking their lives providing goods and services for an ungrateful economy in a ungrateful country, but it should be happening just because, well, with all the money from unemployment, right? When people on unemployment, they're consuming and not producing. And now that people are making more money than ever, they're consuming more, we're not producing anything. So, right, the cost of goods are going to go up naturally because there's less production but more demand. But the people who are essential employees are making less than those who are on unemployment benefits. So, they're the ones being screwed the hardest financially and their health and their time. So, with that being said, you could blame the employers, right? And right, justly you should. But what about the people on unemployment benefits who have more free time than ever? Why aren't they going out of the way and advocating for hazard pay? Why aren't they going out of their way and saying like, "Hey, you know what? I'm grateful for the essential employees. Essential employees are a minority when it comes. There a lot of them work these lower wage jobs. They don't know how to unionize. Um, you know, People with all this free time on unemployment benefits should be unionizing for the essential employees and advocating for hazard pay. But, no one really cares about essential employees, and you just got to deal with that. It's just how America is. I've already given up. I've profited pretty well off the stock market, not because, I'm an essential employee and I'm getting screwed over, but, I I've been doing stock markets for I don't know 2 or 3 years or something. So it's just I already saw this coming. So so just because I did well in the stock market, I was prepared. But a lot of people aren't, especially a lot of essential employees who work these lower wage jobs. So I'm really concerned about them. I'm okay, but again, essential employees on average are screwed. So yeah, I don't know. No one cares about them. So when I get all this, with my savings and all the money I made from stock markets, I'm gonna live as a bag. I'm just gonna like go away from society. I'm tired of people. They're all junk. They're all selfish. Like a bunch of maggots crawling up a bucket, and they're all knocking each other down because they can't seem to work together. Oh well. With that being said, take care of your essential employees, and if you're really grateful, advocate for hazard pay for them. Because even with now on unemployment benefits, you still made more than a lot of them.